Okay, welcome back to another session of Creating Art Over 70 with Science Rufus. We're going to continue on with the Playas Gato Maya painting here. Today, I think I'm gonna bring in more of the details into the fur and try to get to closer to completing this piece. So I want to focus more on the fur, getting some more of the details into Maya and Plias's face and muzzle area, in the muzzle area here, and get some more of the finer furs going through their coats. And I might work a little bit more in this area to refine what this floral arrangement is going to look like. I want it to come out a little more, not look so boom. I want it to look like it's laying on the ground, not just coming up out of somewhere and just popping in me. These I want to stay coming up, but these I want them to be look more like they're laying on the ground. A little bit more flower arrangement going through that particular area right there. So that's what I'm gonna try to work on today. Um, yeah. So that's it. So let's get started. Thanks for watching. It's like really beautiful day today. See if we can't get a little bit more of this in this piece in. Yeah, I did some extra little work. I had to change cameras a little bit. What was happening was I was using the iPhone native connection to the computer for video capture, the same type of engine that does the like for FaceTime and things like that. And what was happening was it was like when I bring back up the recording software, sometimes it would work, and then all of a sudden it was freezing. So I'm like, oh man, I need to come up with a different solution. So what I ended up doing was just utilizing the same camera that the same camera app that I'm using with the painting capture. And so, you know, that helps me to always have the camera on. Because what I was ended up doing was, once it froze, it would freeze up. Is what it was doing. And once it froze up, then then I would have to, close and reopen a lot of the application, the recording application, and that meant going back up and reconfiguring the video capture camera, because it would shut down once I closed the app. And so that becomes kind of a pain after a while. And so I'm like, okay, I don't really need to do that. I could just I could just change the cameras and be over with. And so that's what I opted to do. So I was changing the cameras during the timeout, um, trying to get that together where it would function. So I had to reconfigure like the mapping on it, and so that it would show right, because to show the little doorway around the image, I had to put a little mask on it in order to accomplish that. And so with the new camera setup, I had to re-establish that filtering, the door filtering. And so I think it's gonna work a little better like this. So at least I'll be able to record and not worry about the camera, having to stop and reset cameras and all that stuff. So I'm really trying to make this as easy as possible for myself. You know, I want to just enjoy the painting process, not deal with all the technical stuff. You know, it's one thing you get bogged down in all that technical stuff. Oh my goodness, it kind of like makes you want to do something different, man. You know, when you start getting really bogged down in the technicals. It's funny, when you start this painting process, it's going to be, if you begin, it's going to be a lot of and there. I wouldn't call them challenges, but I call them things that need to be logisticals. All right, that's a good word. Logistical items, right? That go along with this. And one of them is like sharpening pencils. I mean, that's going to be kind of a challenge until you come up with your own workflow with respect to that. I tell you, it's a challenge. You know, I went through trying this sharpener, that sharpener. But the thing is, these pastel pencils, they are, you know, some of them sharpen relatively easy, and some of them are really, the pigment is so soft that, you know, sharpening with a sharpener is almost non-existent, right? But mostly what I've ended up doing for my sharpening process now is just is mostly razor and sandpaper. I use the sharpener to pull I used to sharpen it to to sharpen down some of them to a certain point, and then I'll go in with the razor and enhance the sharpness to get more of a sharper point. At least I try to. So, hanging there, sharpening is going to be a challenge. Sharpening the pencils is going to be a challenge. But you'll come up with your own system that works well for you. It just might be me, not the way I try to sharpen with the pencil sharpeners. It may just be me, the way I'm handling it, because I know I could be a little heavy-handed when I'm working with things. I think that's mostly because I'm looking for them. I call it instant rewards. Instant rewards. So when I put something down, I want to see it. I want to see it happen instantly, right? And that's not the mindset to have, and I'm learning that with the pastels. What really is going to work well for you with the pastels is layering. Layering, without a doubt, is the striving point, the striving focus. And that means literally coming in lighter, early on, and then, just layering until it gets to the tone or value that you're trying to accomplish, trying to achieve. But it's all a journey. It's all a learning experience, and you're going to enjoy it immensely. It's all a process, and I'm still learning. My own workflow was what I'm enjoying, what's working for me the best. I'm still figuring that out. So, all I can say is just keep at it, keep striving, keep pushing. Keep pushing. And what I mean by that is, there's times where you think you reached what it is you're trying to get to, like in a piece or in a painting, and I say, keep pushing. Because you're gonna look at your pieces, you're gonna say, oh, that's fine, that's good enough. See, I got the amount of detail in it I want. It's telling the story, and it's probably exactly right too. It's telling the story, but sometimes you just still want to push it a little further. Just push it a little further. So it really sings. Another thing is gonna crop up. I don't know if I mentioned this again, but I'd like to make sure that that I do mention it. When it comes to like the pan pastels, like the colors selection. Oh, there's an awful lot of them out there. And I watched different videos of the different sets and comparisons, and because they've tried to, I guess they, no, tried is the wrong word. I guess they put together some sets of the different pan pastels to do different things with, right? And all I would say is depending on what you want to do. I would try the sets. Is what I did. I tried a set or two. At least it gives you, the colors for example, if you're doing portraits, it'll give you the the colors that are prominent for that particular piece that you're trying to do. It's gonna be an interesting journey figuring it out. But always remember, you don't need every color to accomplish some fantastic things. The thing is just start. Start somewhere with something. The sets are nice. Now, don't get me wrong. It's just, I think you might find, like, what am I looking for? Colors in the sets that you may not need for your particular painting interests. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Your painting interests. For example, if you're going to do just portraits, then yeah, okay, there's sets that are set that they put together that are just for that, for portraits. But if you plan to do like landscapes things, trees and shrubberies and forests and things like that. Yeah, they have sets for that also. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is have a good I guess let's just say somewhat of an idea as to what it is you really, what is you what it is you plan to do, and and I can almost guarantee you won't have it. You have some ideas. But you won't necessarily um, have the colors chosen. And since I've been using the Gamut mask scheme, has like it helped me to really start to identify the colors that I am using, and what I noticed with that is that there's certain colors I really like to use more often in my painting so far. I haven't really I haven't really sat down to do um, what is the word I'm looking for? Like heavy landscape thing or big scenic stuff. That's what I'm looking for. Not yet, anyway. I have some ideas of what I want to do with respect to scenic stuff. I've done. I love painting. I love painting the ocean. I love painting the waves. But I want to go a little more in. I guess inland is the word I'm looking for here. So yeah, I'm thinking about painting maybe like maybe a foresty scene, something with maybe a lake, or I'm not sure. I I know I want to challenge myself to do something with trees. I did a winter scene in digital. It was like a dog sled path type of a scene where with heavy snow colored pine trees and things like that. It was really fun to do. Um, but I did it in digital, and there was a challenge in digital. I can imagine what it would be like. Um, so yeah, my next piece I think I'm going to do offline, and I don't think I'm going to do a recording piece. I I need to focus on deep planning a little bit more. And what I mean by deep planning is I normally when I go into the piece I go into it where I plan the color, I plan the concept. I really have an idea of the concept and the colors that I'm gonna use. I have that down. Um, but what I mean by deeper planning, I need to focus more on just the layering. Okay, let me take a little break here. We'll continue on this session a little bit later, but I need to take a little break here. So far, I've worked on a lot of the detail in Maya's face and PG's face and the eyes. I've kind of gotten it to where I really wanted to go with it. I don't think I'm going to take it very much further. I still need to bring in the whiskers, of course, but you know, I think I got enough detail into the fur to where you can tell that it's actual fur. So I don't really need to work on that any more. Maybe bring that in a little harder to make it a little tighter. Maybe not. I think it's okay. Well, anyway, and then when I come back, I'm gonna work a little bit more down in the floral area here, and into the deep shadows areas there. That's what I'm gonna work on a little bit when I come back. Okay. For now, I'm just gonna take a little break. Creating art over 70 with Sign Rufus, painting with a passion. See you in a little bit. Okay, that was a quick break, so go ahead and continue on with this. I'm gonna try to finish this up in this session. I don't really see a whole lot more I really want to do. I could push it, but I think I don't want to push. I think I got it to where I want it to be. I think it looks relatively well. You can tell this fur texture. You can see the forms of the cats. You know, I worked the muzzles and the mouth and the face relatively, you know, close to how I wanted to get it. And so I think in this session, I'm gonna just go ahead and finish out. I'm gonna work down in this area to finish out the deep shadows. Get that in. I might hit these just a bit more, maybe get a little bit more highlight on them. I'm not sure how to, you know, how I'm accomplish that, or I'm gonna try it with some of the things, maybe white or something like that. And then of course I'm gonna work in this area because I am not feeling this. This is just not working for me. I got the concept. I wanted it to be a ground cover, but I wanted it to be a ground cover going along with the same plane that the cats are sitting on, right? And if I have it going along with the same plane with the cats are sitting on, it can't look like that, because this makes it look like in my opinion, the heels coming around like this, right, and doing something in here, and then these plants are sprouting up, and then the heels going away like that. That's not what I wanted to do. What I wanted to do is for the heel to come and just go right there, and this part, this particular part, is on the same plane as the cats coming out from this section on. So in order to get it to look like that, I have got to do something with these plants, and so I'm going to see what I can do with that. So enough said. Let's get busy creating art over 70 with Sign Rufus. It's always gonna be your painting. So you can go as heavy detailed or as light detailed as you like, because it's always going to be your painting, and it's right in your eyes, then it's right. Me, I really have to feel the piece. I really have to feel the piece. something doesn't feel right, like when I was working on the floral arrangements, they weren't they weren't they weren't feeling right. So I'm like, okay, let me work this a little more. Not sure how, but let me find a way to work it just a bit more. And that's what I do. So I find a way and I work a little bit more and then I add a little bit more and then sometimes I'll go a little too fast sometimes. I got to admit it, but still just having fun. Totally enjoying the journey. As you watch as I paint, when you watch me paint, I just be following, following the flow, following how it feels, how the piece is taking me. So it looks like sometimes I might be going in a certain direction, and then all of a sudden something like totally different. The thing is, I don't know if that's something that could be easily explained. Is when I say I just follow the piece how it feels. Understand it is totally learning experience, this journey for me. And the cool thing about art also is like you don't always have to you don't always have to lay in all the details to get the story across, get the okay, yeah, looking good. I think it's coming along. I think I'm gonna try to shut this down in this section here. Let's see where it goes. We're working it the best I can so I can see any further to go. Okay, looking good. All right, feeling it. And sorry, I wasn't very going to be very talkative on this, and it's really coming close to conclusion. And I'm kind of really focusing. Enough of the excuses, huh? Just paint, right? So yeah, that's what we're doing here. Just painting, enjoying the flow. Okay. I think I'm there. I think I'm at a point to where I'm gonna stop with this painting. I think I got it to where I wanted to get it to. I think it looks relatively nice, and I enjoyed the process. But I think I'm gonna stop it here, and well, yeah, put like quite a bit into it. I think I got the shadows working well. I put a lot into that to get it down. And the ground cover, I feel it now. First, it was like it was doing something totally opposite of what I was trying to do, and so now I kind of feel like I got it looking like it's on the same plane as Playas and Maya. As it carries on around. So I put hints of the flower covering throughout the rest of the painting, and I put more of the clusters in this area. Just wanted to because it was closer to the edge of the hill, as opposed to that. I don't know, but this is how I felt I wanted the painting to go. However, I still represented some of the ground cover through the rest of the back of the cats, or more to the right. But I think it works. I think it works, and I'm really happy with it. So I think I'm gonna stop here and call it a piece. Playas, Gato, and Maya pastel painting. Okay, time. I guess I need to sign this here. So let me pause the video here for a second. Okay, I think I'm gonna sign it maybe right in this corner here. Let me see. See if I can get to it here where I'm not in the head or anything. Okay, looking good. Playas, Gato, and Maya. It was really an enjoyable painting. I'm not sure. I think I might back up and take a little break from the recording session for a minute and focus on tightening up my craft with respect to a little deeper, in-depth planning before I sit down to paint the piece, instead of just jumping into it. With all this technical stuff and stopping and pausing and recording and everything, it's a little distractive from the focus of learning as you go. Because even though I still implementing some testing things and trying different things as I record, because I'm speaking so much, I'm not. I guess I'm not retaining the whole thing. So when I come back to that particular thing, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, how did I handle this in the past? And so what ended up happening here is I really wanted to implement a little bit more dynamic lighting, meaning a highly illuminated area and a highly shadowed area where you can see this distinct separation and really immediately identify if it's a spotlight, if it's a real bright day, whatever the case may be. If it's shadows are casting, the sun is hitting them directly, and you're trying to capture the sun hitting the subject directly, those type of things. I've done it a few times digitally, but I haven't really captured that in pastels, and I really want to be able to capture some dynamic lighting in pastels. So that's my challenge. And so I think if I take a break and really tone in on my heavy-handedness, that instant gratification. I want to see the color. I want to see the color right now. and really start to visualize and understand the color of the tones that I'm trying to reach while layering, so I don't have to lay it in as heavy. I can take my time and put a coat on it, and put another coat on it, then put another coat on it, then put another coat on it, like that, until I reach the value, lightness or darkness that I'm trying to achieve. So anyway, that's it for this one. This pastel painting of Playas Gato and Maya. Thank you so much for tuning in. We might still take this short break. But anyway, we will be back. If we do take a break, we will be back to creating art over 70 with Signed Rufus, painting with a passion. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this piece. Blessings.